Hello and welcome to Sheba online classes standard 10. Today I will be taking I will be starting with 4th unit, that is 3 units totally we have finished completed. Now 4th unit, that is I will start with the poem The Ant and the Cricket. Alright. This poem is fully personified. The figure of speech note down in your book, whatever you have got in your hand. When I am taking the lesson, have this book. Most of you have paid your fees, isn't it? Now as I am taking the lesson, take the book in the hand, that is page number 115, and then as I am explaining it to you, write down all the important points. Alright. Now see, now this poem is a personified, that is personification. Figure of speech, mainly it is personification, because the poet is comparing animals to the original, like he is making those characters, that is the characters who ant and the cricket, they are taken as humans. Okay, like this is like they are talking, like how they are dancing, singing, all that. No, the words what is used here, like how human beings do. That's what. Okay, and it is giving a last poem. The poem last stanza is comparing, the open comparison, that only one line will be a metaphor. It's open comparison with that is human beings, how they should be listening, looking at this poem. They have to learn a lot. Okay, so as students you must definitely learn from this poem. Okay, it is adapted from the Aesop's fables. Fables means what? Stories. Okay, I read down one stanza there. A fable is a traditional story that teaches us a moral lesson. Fables means what? It's a traditional story. The Aesop's fables, like very olden times, this was the first stories told to people and children. Okay, very old. First stories published is Aesop's fables only. So that teaches us moral lessons. Okay, and then usually the characters in the fables are animals. Fables meaning stories, but who with animals. This poem, The Ant and the Cricket, teaches us the importance of hard work and planning. So this main thing is telling you what is the model given here? Hard work and planning. How you should plan it out. Anything you are going to face in life, or studies or whatever. At present it is studies only. And the studies, how you are going to plan it out. How you are going to sit and write a schedule. What you are going to study, what you have studied, what you have to revise. So all that is very important. Later in life, that is now as you come to our age, that is as you grow up, as you take up a career. So what kind of a planning you are going to do? What is the hard work put in? Okay, all that you must, everything, each stage of our life, no, this is very apt. This lesson, this poem will be very much correct. See, because childhood, now your children, what is important? Studying. Then after that you come to a career, now you grow up, as you become a youth, that is you become, after you finish your college, what is your career, what you are going to take up, that again planning. And then later after you get married, that also need planning. How you are going to look after the family, how you are going to manage the expenses, all that, even that has got planning. So each stage of human life has got planning. You have to plan out. Hard work is, of course, hard work and planning goes hand in hand. Okay, so let's see. I'll start with the poem. Stanza by stanza, I will explain it to you. Alright. Okay. A silly young cricket, accustomed to sing through the warm sunny months of gay summer and spring, began to complain when he found that at home his cupboard was empty and winter was come. So the first stanza itself I will tell you about. First I should tell you what is a cricket. What is a cricket? Cricket means, you should not say it's a cricket means it's a game, no? All of you know the cricket is a game. But the picture put here in the book, that is kind of a grasshopper family. Okay, it is like a grasshopper, but it will be a brown or black insect related to grasshopper, but with shorter legs. Grasshopper will have long legs. Mainly it is green in color. Grasshopper will be green in color. Such a big one, it will be like leaf green color. It will be camouflage. If it sits on a leaf also, you won't know whether it's a grasshopper or what. So it will be grasshopper with green color. Okay. Now this cricket is same thing, but in a little smaller form. It has got very short legs, small insects that produces short loud sounds by rubbing its wings. Now sometimes what happens, have you seen this in a park? When you go to a park, no, during the night time, when you're just coming out, you can hear that kind of sound, no, harsh sound where all the insects start, the insect sound. This insect only will be the maximum sound decibels this will be having. So much sound it will give, this cricket. Okay, fine. Now let's start with the poem. We already started. A silly young cricket. I want to tell you who is a cricket. Cricket means not the game, it is the name of an insect, a grasshopper family. Okay. So silly young cricket, accustomed to sing. What does it do? It's accustomed to sing. That is that completely day and night. That is it won't bother. It just enjoys life. Okay. And then summer fully. What it did through this warm, sunny months of gay summer and spring? What he did? He only wasted his time singing and dancing to the music. Okay. So that's what he was doing. Nothing else. Began, then what happened? Began to complain when he found that at home his cupboard was empty and winter was come. That means what? Now whole of spring and whole of summer he enjoyed himself, singing and dancing, nothing he did. Then when the winter months are coming, now what happened? Winter months means they won't get anything to eat. Okay, summer means they can have some other like fruits or vegetables, something will be there for them to eat. So smaller insects also they will eat, like flies and small mosquitoes they eat. Now what happens? There is nothing there. No, it's cold means any insects will come out, nothing, no, they all be hiding inside the hole inside or inside the tree or inside the trunk of the tree. They will not come out because bitter cold. It's very cold outside. Some places it will be snowing also. So during this winter what happens? They get less food. Okay, not like spring and summer. Anytime they go out, they can get food. They can eat. But in winter, most of that is all the insects and animals and whatever it is they hide inside somewhere. They never come out. Okay. Now winter time. Now he's looking at his house. In the shelf, there's nothing. He does not have anything. He has not saved up anything for the winter. So when he found that at home his cupboard was empty and winter was come. So winter had come and his cupboard is totally empty. He did not save food for the winter. Okay, next stanza. Not a crumb to be found on the snow covered ground. Not a flower could he see, not a leaf on the tree. So winter time. Now actually we don't see such winters here. In northern part and western countries and all that, though where it snows, when they have heavy snowfall, what happens? How it will be? Totally it will be covered with white. The whole place will be covered with the snow. So not a crumb to be found. What is crumb? Even a small bit of food is not to be found. Okay. Only the snow covered ground. Everywhere where he could see is totally snowfall. Snow has covered the whole ground. Everything, all the trees. See them? Not a flower could he see, not a leaf on the tree. So everything, every tree and everything has been covered. That time there will be no leaves, no? Mostly autumn, winter. Spring, summer, autumn, winter. Autumn what happens? All the leaves fall off. Okay, then afterwards what sets in? It is winter. So when the winter sets in, there will be no leaves. Mostly it will be only branches. And all of the thing will be covered with snow. Okay. Oh, what will become, says cricket, of me? At last by starvation and famine made bold, all dripping with wet and all trembling with cold. Away he set off to a miserly ant to see if to keep him alive he would grant. So what happened? Now what is his condition? See, he does not have anything to eat. Now where is he going? He is going to the ant to go and beg for, please give me some food. And compared to this cricket, how are ants? Ants you see, no, they are very busy. Their size will be so minute and they will have such a big, double the size on something. They will have some sugar or something they will take from there and they will keep going in a line and filling up that hive there. No, they'll keep everything. The ant hill. They'll keep everything there. They'll store it up for the winter. So they are very much hardworking ants. So he'll go there. Okay, let me go and ask the ant whether she will help me to give something to eat. So, oh, what will become of, what does he see there? See the expression is saying, oh, what will become of me? Said the cricket. At last by starvation and famine. Starvation, that is, he does not have anything to eat. He's going to die with starvation. And made bold, all dripping with wet. That is, how is he? He does not have a shelter also. Does not have a shelter. He does not have anything to eat. Now he is totally, fully dripping wet. That means it is snowing outside, and out how it will be. So it is, he is going on, it is so wet and cold, trembling with cold. Away he set off to the miserly ant. How they are asked, see how they are describing the ant, miserly ant. Because why, what is he saying is, the ant will not give. It will store up food, it will do its hard work properly, and it will store up food for the winter. So, and it will not give anybody, whoever comes and asks for it, they will not give. They will keep everything for themselves. That's what the miser means. Who? Miser means like this is a conjuice person, a very does not spend much. It's a that kind of person. To see if to keep him alive he would grant. No, he will not. Okay. Shelter him shelter from rain. He would grant him shelter from rain and a mouthful of grain. He wished only to borrow. He'll repay it tomorrow. So what is saying? I'll go to the ant and I will say, please give me some little shelter. That means let me stay in your house for some time, and then let me a mouthful of grain, little bit to eat, and then not for just taking it, I will return it back to you. So, okay, he wished only to borrow. He is not going to just walk away after eating. He said he'll borrow it, but in return to he'll return it tomorrow, like that. Okay, once climate is settled, improves, he will give it to him, return it. If not, he will die. If not, he must die of starvation and sorrow, says the ant to the cricket. I am your servant and friend, but we ants never borrow, we ants never lend. So what is he? He is going and asking that, please give me some place to shelter in your house, a small corner in your house, and then give me just little to eat. I will repay it back to you. I will give it back to you. I am just borrowing it. So if not, I will die of starvation and sorrow. I am very sad. Please help me. He will tell this cricket. But in return, that ant, what is she replying? I am your servant and friend. I will be your servant. I will be your friend. But we ants never borrow. We never lend. So what she is saying? We neither borrow, we don't ask anybody, neither we give anything to anybody. So that's what one plain answer she gives. Then, but tell me, dear cricket, did you lay anything by when the weather was warm? Quoth the cricket. Not I. So what he is saying? What is she asking? In return, instead of helping, what is she saying? She is giving an advice. During the summer time, what were you doing? She is asking. What were you doing during summer when the weather was warm, that is during the summer time and spring summer? Did you not keep aside a little food for yourself? Didn't do? That's what he is saying. What he is saying is, not I. That means, no, I did not. My heart was so light. For that he is replying, my heart was so light that I sang day and night. For all nature looked gay. For all nature looked gay. You sang, sir, you said. What she is saying? See, for that that ant had asked, what were you doing during summer and winter? For that the grass of that cricket is replying, my heart was so light. That is, he was so happy. It seemed so happy. I sang day and night. Day and night he was singing. And then because why? He was appreciating the nature. Nature was so pleasant and so nice. I started singing about the nature. And then all the nature looked gay. So the nature looked, that is pleasant, the trees, the grass and everything was looking so pleasant and so nice. So he was singing songs that is according to of the nature. So for that reply, what is saying? You sang, sir, you say. So surprised she was. A surprised face she is showing. An expression, you sang, sir, you say. Go then. Then for that what she is saying? Go. She said, go then, says the ant, and dance the winter away. Thus ending he hastily lifted the wicket and out of the door turned the poor little cricket. Folks call this fable. I'll warrant it's true. Some crickets have 4 legs and some have 2. See there. Before that I'll tell you this. Go then she'll shoo him away. She'll get out from my house. Go away. Now how spring and summer, how you danced looking at appreciating the nature. Okay, now go away. Go out and appreciate the winter. Go and look at the winter, look at the snow and go and dance and sing and dance looking at the winter. So he said, and she just pushes him out and lifted the wicket, that is that wicket gate, and then out of the door he went out. And then what happened? Where in cold and hungry, this cricket was standing outside. So that's what that kind of a situation happens. See the last two lines, folks call this a fable. Okay, now Aesop is telling it's a fable, but I'll warrant it's true. Okay, some crickets have 4 legs and some have 2. That means what is he saying? The last, some crickets have 4 legs, some insects. Now he is comparing that insect to a human being. Now how this cricket is, no, that is this insect, how it is, it has got 4 legs, no, and what was he doing during spring, summer? He was playing the fool, enjoying nature, he is singing songs and dancing away, did not bother anything about didn't even bother about the winter, did not save up food, nothing. So same thing, some people also are, that is, see there, some have 2, these animals have got 4, some have 2 means who has 2 legs? Human beings. So as human beings, what we do, some ignorant children and people, they don't bother about what is happening in future. They don't now see for exams are approaching. Okay, we don't know when the exams are, but what should you do? You should revise your portions, you should study day to day lessons, you must study, you don't accumulate everything. Okay, so if you accumulate everything, what happens? It will be very difficult for you to study. So little by little, whatever is given to you, complete the lessons, complete it as it is revised, write down, practice you must have, and then finally what will happen? If you do so much hard work only, end result will be, that is your final exams, the result will be excellent. Okay, that's what you will be like the ant, not the cricket. Okay, so that's what. And then another moral what he is saying is, not only for children, even for elders. Even elders can learn from this this poem. Elders, what they do, that is, they don't save up anything. Whatever they have, whatever income they are having, they just that is, finish it off. They are very spendthrifts. You should be thrifty. What is to be thrifty? Thrifty means use wisely. Expenses should be wisely. You have to plan it out. This much budget I have got, this much my salary, how much I must use it, how much I must save up. So that is the way you must plan it out everything. Keep a schedule, keep a plan, and then accordingly we should expense, whatever expense you have got, we should make use of the money. That's all, nothing. Otherwise, if you are going to spend everything, whatever you are earning, you are going to spend everything, then your future will be zero only. Nothing, you won't have anything, no savings at all, 0 savings you will be having. So this is a very good lesson for children and for elders. Okay, so this poem, Aesop's fables are very. I'll tell you little about Aesop. Aesop's fables is a collection of fables, that is stories, credited to Aesop. Who was he? A slave and a storyteller, believed to have lived in ancient Greece between 620 and 564 BC. These fables became popular when they emerged in print. Several stories are attributed to Aesop even today. The process of inclusion is continuous and new stories are being added. Collections of Aesop's fables were among the earliest books to be printed in many languages. So these were the first printed books way back in the 620 BC. So far, so long. From that time, these fables have been they are comparing animals to, and each story has got a moral, like, so that we adopt those kind of models and have a good life, live a good life. Okay, so hope you understood this. I will tell you about paraphrasing. I told you, this poem, now you have to study the poetic lines, and this whole poem has told you what I told you. I told you this whole poem is personification. Any line they ask also, you can say it is personification. Only one line, that is the second last line, that is it's the last line. Some crickets have 4 legs and some have 2. That is only metaphor. Okay, the only line which is metaphor, rest of it is personification. So figure of speech, there are 2. Of course, you will be having alliteration, assonance, consonance. Assonance means, I told you what? Assonance means repetition of the sound of vowels. Vowels in one sentence, if you have A, E, I, O, U, that kind of any one sound is repeated means it is assonance. And consonants, of course, consonants and alliteration are almost the same, the repeating of the words. In one sentence, if you have got T is repeated means that is T is alliteration. Okay, so next is repetition, that is different. Repetition, what I am telling you is the letter is being repeated 2 or 3 times, that is only called alliteration. Okay, And the next is you will be having poetic lines. Learn the explanation I have given you. So any line has been asked to you, explain this line, you must be able to explain it. And the rest is paraphrasing. Paraphrasing, they will be giving you 4 lines from the poem and they will just say paraphrase the following. So what is your duty? You must write down. First I told you introduction and then conclusion, that is the explanation. Introduction means, introduction you write, these lines are taken from the poem, whichever poem is given to you. Say for example, now I have taken the ant and the cricket, and the next line, the story is adopted in the Aesop's fables, that's all. And then what is the explanation of the 4 lines? Write about the explanation, and then you write conclusion. What's the explanation? Whichever 4 lines are given to you, you have to explain the 4 lines properly. And then in conclusion, the whole poem, one line you must finish off. So this is 5 marks. So give importance to this, alright. Okay, hope you understood this poem. Revise it, learn it. I think this is no, this is not memory poem. Okay, learn it. Thank you.